We are up and live. It is a very, very short notice I put this up, so I don't know when you guys are all gonna be able to join. Yeah. I've been having a very difficult morning, so I'm excited to see you guys and to talk about this. And Shushu's here too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just gonna just look stuff up while I'm waiting for you guys. That looks interesting. Trisha, you were giving me a little bath. Why are you giving me a little bath? Okay, please stop it, Iggy. Yeah, let's just show the little baby face to the stream. Okay. I have to say, it's very relaxing hearing FF10 music today. Need a little bit of that. Yeah, we need a little bit of that. Oh. I guess it's... Oh my god, Shishu! Fortune, you're running interference! Yeah, a lot of FF10 music right now. Yeah, for good reason. It's a good soundtrack. Yeah. You putting your paw on Mommy's arm? You're such a sweet boy. Alright. Oh my god, Shushu. Just a little bit excited to be with Mommy, huh? Okay. Think. I'm very tired. It's been a day. Okay. Whew. But it's nice to be listening to Final Fantasy music to help through the difficult times. Yeah. And to talk about Final Fantasy being very, very important to the community. Yeah. Oh, sure. Do you wanna play? You wanna play games? Yeah, such a good boy. Yeah, such a good boy. Yeah. I had a hard morning. Hey, King. I had a very, very hard morning because one of the cats that I go see, and I was supposed to see from Saturday until the 1st, I found out she got put down. So I've cried a lot today. Obviously it was canceled. She had kidney disease, and like whenever I watched her, there are 2 other cats with her too. She struggled with eating all her food. She would sometimes throw it up, but she was the sweetest kitty. And it's my first client, my first rover client that's had to be put down. So it's been a hard morning, but I'm really glad she's not suffering anymore. So, yeah. Yeah, so that happened. How are you doing? So I'm holding Shushu extra tight today. Now we have the prelude music. Ah. I think we can just start talking about it. You're okay? Oh yeah, I'm really loving the Everlasting. I am where he just had his life with his 9 years with Una and their kids, and Vivian sent him back again. And I'm like, I want this bitch dead. I want this bitch dead. I need a brush, baby. Okay. Yeah. I'm just like, how are they gonna stop her? How are they gonna resolve this? I'm like, honestly, I would just find a way to take the book and just go to every timeline where she's at and kill her. Just kill her in every timeline. I mean, it's like, you have Una. Una's a badass. Literally trained weapon. Just to have them go to every timeline and kill her instead of running away. Anyway. I might have to put Swish on the ground because she's being distracting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that made me so happy, and the fact that she had 2 dads. Wait a second, it just hit me. Okay, if Vivian was her actual birth mother, and she wasn't like lying to her, does that mean that a whole like Oedipus Rex situation happened? Because didn't they like have sex? Or did I, like, understand incorrectly? Yeah, Owen has definitely gotten better. Definitely. I do like him. No, they didn't? Oh, thank God. Okay. Maybe I, like, misunderstood. Okay, shushu. I've also, like, been working while I've been listening. Okay. I did find a few articles about how queer friendly the games are. Yes, yes, yes. The like Gawain or something. His, yeah. Also bi, pretty sure. God, she's so twisted. I hate her. Okay. Best queer moments in Final Fantasy. I, you know, take the gamer with a grain of salt. We'll see how much we agree with this. Shisho. I'm gonna have to put him on the ground. Okay, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Alright. Alright, okay, so with the launch of FF16, fans of the long-running RPG series have finally placed confirmed queer representation at the forefront with Dion Lesage. While Dion stands out as an openly gay character, this does not mean that he is the first queer character in the series by a long shot. With Final Fantasy being such a long series with so much focus on characters and their development, it'd be difficult for this series to avoid any references to queerness. I agree with that. Oh, Bart's. Okay, so let's look at the most prominent queer-coded moments throughout the history of Final Fantasy and see which are the best. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to play 16 for that. I don't remember much about Final Fantasy V. I just remember Ferris. The Pirate Queen. I think that alone is very queer-coded. Yeah, I just remember my brothers playing this game. It was hard to find it since it wasn't like out in North America by then. Yeah, I just remember you could change their job class. While potential bisexuality of Bart's protagonist of FF5 is by no means the focus of the game's narrative, it's a detail which keen-eyed fans might notice. There's a moment in 5 where the main character, Bart's, is shown to be attracted to Ferris. Throughout Final Fantasy V, Ferris is presented as androgynous. That's also very queer. Okay. And at that point, where Bart's expresses his attraction, the main cast still believes that Ferris is a boy. Later on, Bart still shows attraction to Ferris when they're presenting more feminine, further cementing a bisexual interpretation of Bart's character. I mean, it does feel like outdated Japanese media where it's like, you're like, oh, why am I attracted to this guy? And then you find out the guy's actually a girl. But you know, we'll take it, right? Oh my god. Oh my god, we're including this. Oh, we're including this. I just remember playing OG for the first time and laughing so hard at this part. And it's like, I'll make you feel real good, Bubba. Oh my god. I don't think I ever saw this. I just saw the hot tub. Is this an edit? Oh, sure, you got the cookie? You got the cookie? He's playing with the cookie. One of the more well-known queer moments in Final Fantasy history is in the OGFF7. As part of a quest to save Tifa, our main character Cloud has the option to visit a brothel in Wall Market called the Honeybee Inn. When entering the group room, Cloud meets bodybuilder Mookie alongside his friends. In this scene, Cloud isn't given much choice but to bathe with the group in a hot tub, and is then gifted some underwear, which Cloud reluctantly accepts, thinking it could help him save Tifa. The scene is remembered humorously by some fans, but the dubious consent is seen as controversial by others. Yeah, I was about to say. So it's no wonder that the Honeybee Inn was reimagined in the 2020 remake of Final Fantasy VII. I like completely agree with this being taken out in the remake, because like not exactly consensual. It is kind of funny. Just because of the dialogue. The dialogue is very funny to me, but it's like I don't like that it happened because of the lack of consent. So I'm glad it was taken out. Andrea is my favorite of the trio. I love him so much. I want him to be my best friend. I want to dance with him on stage. He is our queen, our savior. I love him so much. Okay. The incarnation of the Honeybee Inn for Final Fantasy VII Remake is hardly recognizable from its origins, but most fans had little issue with this. Instead of Mookie and his friends, Cloud participates in an impressively choreographed rhythm game section to get a makeover from new character Andrea Rodea. Much better. Definitely much better than Mookie. And I love him so much. Gosh. While details of Andrea's sexuality are not made explicit, his flamboyant style and unique flair gives the character an obvious subtext. Throughout the reimagined Wall Market section of Remake, you can run into this character a few more times, like challenging Tifa in the new pull-up minigame. I think he is like the perfect label of queerness. I feel like he is someone who just is like refuses to have labels, to be defined by labels. Like he just seems like the most fluid character. Like I feel like he's like sexually fluid. I'm very tired from crying all morning. But I feel like he's very fluid with his sexuality. And just very, very comfortable in who he is. And I just, I kind of just want to play his scenes just because we love him. I love it. Okay, well, let's just play.
Honey, I'm in love. Yes. Yes, I will transform you into a vision of beauty. Now, without further ado, let us begin!
This is like... The RuPaul Final Fantasy. Oh yeah. I hope it's not spotty, because my OBS viewer is making it spotty. By the way, best Cloud dress in my opinion. Not the best Earth dress though, that's the red dress. Real Emotion would have been so iconic though. You know what? If they ever... Yes, it does match Tifa. If they ever do a Final Fantasy rhythm game where you just dance as Andrea and Cloud, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
True beauty is an
Expression of the heart.
a thing
It's
without
shame,
to
which notions of gender don't apply.
don't ever
Be afraid, Cloud. Such an iconic line. I remember when I like first played this and heard that line, I was like, yes, yes. I was so happy. So fucking happy. God, just so important to me. So important to me. And so many people to have the inclusion of that. Okay. God. Their notions of gender do not apply. Don't be afraid, Cloud. Ah. Okay, Adele. FF8. Okay. I have not gotten to her yet. I'm not afraid of being spoiled because I've already watched playthroughs of the whole game, so it's like I do know quite a bit. So it's okay. Oh, Quina. Yeah. Okay, a lot of famous queer representation throughout history comes in the form of queer-coded villains. Which, while I do see the issues of that, because it's like equating queerness with being evil or being sinful, I do think the villains are iconic and I love them so much. So it's just kind of a mixed bag, in my opinion, but like, yeah, like... I can see where people would take issue with that, because it does bring about an association that shouldn't be there. But is absolutely perpetuated through like internalized homophobia and all that. While this trend is not common in Final Fantasy, it has been recognized by some fans of the series and Adele from FF8. Adele is not the main antagonist, but they are still an important part of the narrative, and the confrontation against them was one of the most impactful moments in FF8. The reason why a lot of fans see Adele as queer is through the way her gender is presented. While Adele is referred to using female pronouns in most versions of FF8, their appearance is shown to be more androgynous. Okay, Quina. Or Ass Eater. Okay, their race, the Q, are shown to be entirely genderless. Because of this, Quina is referred to both male and female pronouns throughout the story. So we have our non-binary character. While Quina serves as comic relief throughout the narrative of FF9, with most of their personality revolving around their insatiable hunger, they are still a main character and have fun development you can witness. They have plenty of memorable moments throughout FF9 with their insatiable interest in food. Some players did find the character to be occasionally grating. I love them, so it doesn't matter to me. And I just think that I'm so happy. So we have our like marriage between a non-binary character and a male character. Alright. Of course, Vanilla and Fang. They're both playable characters in FF13, and while nothing is explicitly confirmed within the game, their relationship has been seen as heavily queer-coded. The pair is shown to care deeply for each other and share plenty of close, intimate moments. Where is Fang? Choose a different picture, gamer. Alright. Of course, with there being no official confirmation, this has been dismissed as more of a platonic or sisterly relationship by some. Stay delusional. However, one of the main pieces of evidence towards a potential relationship is that during development of FF13, I was gonna point this out, Fang was originally intended to be a male character having more explicit relationship with Vanille. So while Fang's gender may have changed, a lot of the writing for the relationship with Vanille remains. Yep, they were roommates. I'm like, I don't care. They're canon. They are canon. Oh! Oh! Okay. Okay. Same-sex marriage, FF14. Before FF16, the most explicit queer representation fans of the series received was in FF14. This still massively popular MMORPG did not launch with the same-sex marriage being an option, but soon after this controversial omission was noticed, it was consciously added by the developers as a choice to give the players more options. Oh, well, I love that! Soon after this patch to FF14 was announced, a massive group of players planned a pride parade to take place in-game to celebrate the change that was being made. Oh my god, I love that so much! I love gay people. I need to play it. I'm not really much of an MMO person, but if I were to play one, it'd probably be this one. Should I show you doing a splooch? You're doing a splooch. He's so cute. Alright. Dion Lesage. Final Fantasy 16. This brings us all the way to Dion in Final Fantasy 16. While Dion is not introduced immediately, they become a major player in the narrative around the middle point of the game. Unlike some of the more subtextual representations and queerness in Final Fantasy history, Dion's relationship with his lover, Terrence, is not left ambiguous. Ooh, there are certain characters that say romantic stuff to your character regardless of gender. Okay, maybe I will play. And Dion's arc in FF16 is heavily intertwined with important plot developments, so discussing specific moments with this character as well as his relationship with Terrence can easily stray into spoiler territory. Well, thank you for not doing that for my sake. But for queer gamers who are used to having to squint to recognize themselves in games, with fleeting moments and easily missable side characters, characters like Dion are a refreshing change of pace. What? Where is one? The gamer, you need to, pay attention before you post. Though that's the part with, like, gaming journalists. There's just usually a lot of mistakes, usually written by AI. They say false shit, rage bait, and all that. But, like, you left number 1 blank. Do they have editors? If not, they need to hire some to catch shit like this. My god. Okay. Hey, this is from Them, which I know is a queer publication. Final Fantasy VII Remake director just spoke out for LGBTQ+ inclusion. This was written on the 7th of July in 2021. Okay. FF7 is one of the most beloved video games of all time, left behind what has rightfully been called a complicated queer legacy. The 1997 role-playing classic featured a memorable sequence in which the player helps a character named Cloud undergo a drag makeover, but that quest included anti-gay tropes and sight gags too. Yeah. The 2020 remake updated its original LGBTQ plus themes in a positive way, and now we know that co-director Matsumo Toriyama, a famed Japanese game director and writer, had been working on Final Fantasy Studio Square Enix since 1994, so my entire life, played a role in updating it to be more inclusive. I think that expressing diversity with LGBTQ inclusion is an important issue for everyone involved in making content, not just people making games, he told The Gamer in a recent interview. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, we rebuilt the original game using the latest technology, but we felt that it should not stop at the technical side and we needed to update the story content being shown in line with modern sensibilities. This is awesome that he said this. Like, especially with Japan still being very homophobic. I know they're in talks now about same-sex marriage. Actually, let me look this up before I start talking out of my ass. Because I did hear something. There we go. Okay, let's take a little side quest. Japanese Supreme Court to consider marriage equality. Oh wait. The Japanese Supreme Court on Wednesday, this was written on March 27th. Okay. Said it will consider 6 marriage equality lawsuits. NHK, the country's public broadcaster, noted all 15 of the court justices will consider the case. Japan is the only G7 country that does not legally recognize same-sex couples, despite several court rulings in recent years that found the denial of marriage benefits to gays and lesbians unconstitutional. Tokyo High Court Judge Ayumi Higashi last November upheld Japan's legal definition of family as a man and a woman and their children. So you have to have kids to be considered a family? Okay. Prime Minister Sane Takaichi, who became the country's first female head of government last October, opposes marriage rights for same-sex couples. She also reiterated the Constitution's assertion that family is an institution based around the equal rights of husband and wife. Same-sex couples can legally marry in Taiwan, Nepal, and Thailand. Yes! Yes, I knew about Thailand. Thailand was the first, actually. But I'm not surprised that Taiwan followed. NHK reported the Supreme Court is expecting to issue its ruling in early 2027. I heard a lot of people lobbied. And that was why they're considering it. Okay. Oh, hey, Gavin. We were just talking about how, like, a lot of people, like, I heard about this, a lot of people that were, equal marriage rights activists lobbied for Japan to consider marriage equality. So here's hoping, because it's gay marriage is legal in Thailand. I knew about that years ago, like right when it happened, like 2 or 3 years ago. Not surprising. That's BL heaven right there. Also very, 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 very queer friendly country. I can't wait to go. Taiwan is also, it's legal in Taiwan now, which does not surprise me either, because they're also killing it with the BL market. And then Nepal. So here's hoping for Japan. That would be huge. Okay. Anyway, so Toriyama yeah, talked about diversity with LGBTQ inclusion. Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was re-released in enhanced form for PS5 earlier this year. This was written in 2021. Updated the Cloud Drag sequence and revisited the dialogue and other scenes to be more affirming of LGBTQ+ people. In its new iteration, as Gaming Magazine reported, the game includes several unabashedly gay-friendly moments and is overall so very, very gay. I love that so much. Okay, since joining Square Enix, Toriyama has been responsible for directing several games within the best-selling Final Fantasy game empire, including FF10-2. I would say is also very, very, very queer-friendly. And Lightning Returns. For Toriyama and some of his late career colleagues, including writer Kazuchige Nojima and producer Yoshinori Kitase, returning to the world of FF7 was an opportunity to solidify their legacy. In an interview with Japanese video game website 4Gamer back in 2015, Toriyama said, frankly, "We're hitting that age." Toriyama helping to update FF7 in queer-inclusive ways is a powerful statement given his influence and given the slow progression of LGBTQ+ representation in video games. As Philadelphia Gay News recently reported, it took over 60 years for the video game industry to introduce a single gay person of color as a main character in a mainstream release. That is too long. Like, actually, like, video games has only been around for about that long, right? Oh, well, I'm sorry you had a terrible day on Tuesday, but I'm glad that you're here. If it helps, I've been having a very, very rough morning because while I was at work, I found out that there's these 3 cats that I go see and I was supposed to see from Saturday until the 1st. I found out that like my booking was canceled because one of them had to be put down. So I'm pretty sad about it. It's my first client that's had to be put down. And she was such a sweet cat, so I had a rough morning. You mowed your backyard as touching grass today. Yeah, Toriyama's cool. I really like what he's doing. So yeah, we're just here together. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. People are horrible, but like especially during Pride Month. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. This is why it's so important to talk about these things. And it's so important for games to have inclusion of queer characters and themes. In recent years, there have been powerful advances in the field, especially in independent games, but perhaps most notably in the second installment of Naughty Dog's massively popular post-apocalyptic The Last of Us series, which introduced gamers to lesbian protagonist Ellie and her girlfriend Dina. Alright. In his interview with The Gamer, Toriyama praised The Last of Us franchise for its consideration for diversity. Right down to the user interface, and I would imagine that the cost of debugging on that game was massive. However, having achieved that makes it a great game that sets a benchmark for the industry. Well, you know, the good thing is we're here together. And yeah. I did consider not streaming today, but I was just like, you know what? I do need to be around my chat because it's just a hard morning. I'd like to talk a little more about this cat. She was almost 16. She had kidney disease. So every time I went to watch her, she struggled with eating all her food and she would sometimes throw it up. Such a god damn it. Okay, OBS being stupid. Yeah, she's just greedy for food, so she doesn't really care. But the other cat seems to be sad. So I'm like... Okay. So I guess Rebirth? This is from Tech Radar, I guess. Okay. Having played Rebirth from start to finish, I'm happy to confirm the LGBTQ+ folks will eat well in the second part of Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. Though Rebirth traffics in subtext from most of its queer representation in true Final Fantasy tradition, the role-playing game RPG often breaks the boundaries of heteronormative convention when telling its stories. In my review, I wanted to emphasize that Rebirth is more confident than its predecessor. What I didn't have time to mention is how this applies to RPG's iconoclastic approach to gender norms. For instance, Rebirth makes it easy to form a homo-romantic reading of Cloud and Sephiroth's relationship. Yes! Yes! Okay. Cloud's thoughts, intrusive or otherwise, are consistently occupied by Sephiroth. Tracking him down to prevent his plan to destroy the world makes for the main crux of Rebirth's story after all. However, the intimate body language and conversations between the two are consistently loaded with subtext. I mean, I was cheesing every time they had interactions together. Because I'm like, this is very gay. I did not see it until today. You're fine. When I watch YouTube, I watch from my music channel. I don't watch from my gaming channel. So usually when I see notifications for this channel, it's when I'm about to go live. So I did not see it till today, but I will check it out. Just to warn you though, it's even when friends send me videos, I'm very, very, very bad about watching them. So I'll try to remember. What is this from? Okay, it's from 15. Okay. In a scene towards the end of the game, which is teased in a trailer, Cloud charges at Sephiroth only for the silver-haired villain to pull our protagonist close and embrace him, cradling him in his arms in a manner that's somehow both tender and deeply sinister. While Sephiroth's actions are undoubtedly controlling and creepy, they starkly challenge traditional gender norms about how two male characters interact. This is actually making me very giddy. Cloud and Sephiroth's relationship is consistently colored in this way, infused with this transgressive closeness. I am such a shipper. Alright. Sorry my voice is a little bit scratchy. I did cry a lot today. Right? I just love it when he says, "Don't deny me, Cloud. Embrace me." Okay. When it comes to lesbian relationships, things are a bit more subtle. Throughout my Rebirth playthrough, I noticed that Aerith and Tifa hold hands on no less than half a dozen occasions, I counted. There's even a section in the sunny resort town of Costa del Sol where you can play as both characters, an outing that Aerith refers to as a date. Intense and lingering looks between the two characters aren't uncommon either. As I played through Rebirth, I found myself thinking of Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa as part of a charming, if awkwardly queer, polyamorous relationship, rather than as embroiled in a more traditional heterosexual love triangle. Based. Keep your enemies closer? Hell yeah. Yeah, I agree. Suffice it to say, nothing occurred in my 60 hours of the game to disabuse me of this notion. You know what? I support people who ship the throuple. I support that. Rebirth even includes explicitly queer non-player characters in an exciting move for Final Fantasy. One memorable quest early on in the game has you help a musician elope, only to find him and his boyfriend staying at a hotel later on. I don't remember if I did this. It's been a while since I played Rebirth. In addition, the line for the romantic Ferris wheel ride at the Gold Saucer Casino has a few same-gendered couples in the queue. I did not know that! Oh, God, I love Zack. Yeah, Zack deserves all the good things. For many of these, trans won't come as a... Put Zack into the mix. Like, I'd be so... I would be so down for Cloud and Zack to play. Okay. For many of these, trans won't come as a surprise. Final Fantasy VII is no stranger to queer subtext. Even before FF7 Remake was released, queer readings of its central characters were common. Back in 2018, cultural critic Diana Tourget wrote a heartfelt article for Vice magazine, which offered a compelling transgender reading of Sephiroth. I don't know about that. While Sephiroth isn't explicitly transgender in the original, remake, or rebirth, it's easy to see how a character whose tribulations are based around questions of identity and self-acceptance might cause many to see queer subtext. I can see that. I can see where trans people could find a bit of themselves in Sephiroth. I don't think he's trans. Shipping the throuple is also a radical response to the hated shipping discourse. Yeah, I agree. Struggles with identity are a key theme in Rebirth 2. Cloud must wrestle with Sephiroth's influence and come to terms with his past. The main story charts his harrowing battle to maintain a sense of self despite external influences and pressures. Comparably, Tifa must attempt to discover who she is without her bar in her home, while Aerith must come to terms with the legacy of the Cetra, an ancient civilization of which she is the last surviving member. There's a huge amount of introspection and self-discovery in Rebirth, themes that'll likely resonate with queer players. I agree with that. That said, LGBTQ+ representation has been something of a rocky road for the series. In Remake, In Search of Queer Celebration, Dr. Mirjam Bosmer and lecturer Nikki Heachman rightly claimed that the 97 original frequently attempted to delegitimize... I can't read today. He is the confirmed mommy spoiler. I will tell you in a minute how I headcanon Sephiroth's sexuality. Delegitimize homosexuality through humorous degeneration. Those who've played the original will likely remember the problematic section where Cloud's cross-dressing and interactions with the queer subculture in the red light district of Wall Market are played for laughs rather than treated seriously. So, I talked about this earlier. The whole hot tub scene, I did laugh at when I played because the dialogue was ridiculous. But I did not like how it was very dubious with the consent. Like, it was not consensual. So I am glad that they removed it and instead put in Andrea Rodea, who's like the best character. So, like, this is like what I say to, like, what I would say to OG purists. There are some things in the OG that really, really aged poorly. Like, I just played Temple of the Ancients again. Cloud beating the shit out of Aerith. I'm glad that was taken out in Rebirth. I guess I should tell you how I headcanon Sephiroth. To me, he is homo-romantic asexual. He's only been around dudes his entire life, basically. He only shows, like, romantic attraction, in my opinion, to Cloud. But I don't think he, like, experiences sexual attraction at all. So I do headcanon him as Ace. I also headcanon Cloud and Tifa as Demi. So, and I do know a lot of people. Yes, also Song Hit Earth. Yes, there's some things that really, really needed to be changed and updated. But yeah, I have seen a lot of fellow Ace-Spec people also headcanon Sephiroth as Ace and see Cloud as Demi. Of course we don't know. And I doubt Square is ever gonna say they are this sexuality or whatever. Unless it's like a confirmed gay character. Okay, in Remake, this section was completely reinvented. Oh my god, I love this song. Yeah, it's from 6. Okay, I always mix up 6 songs with 4. Involving a fabulous dance scene that culminates, I can't read today, and Cloud getting a makeover and donning a dress to infiltrate the mansion of the infamous crime lord Don Corneo. No longer is Cloud's transformation the target of cheap jokes. Instead, Square Enix elevated it to a grandiose moment, a celebration of beauty to which gender norms do not apply. To quote Andrea, proprietor of the Honeybee Inn. As Cloud says, once Tifa realizes that he's in drag, nailed it, I know, thank you, moving on. Oh yeah, I love Remake Barrett. Breaking barriers. Speaking of Barrett. While Rebirth doesn't involve the same sort of explicitly queer set piece, queer subtext bubbles gently underneath the surface, as does a tendency to challenge gender norms. Rebirth's courageous and heartfelt treatment of its own characters doesn't just benefit queer audiences, but also makes for a broader, more enriched story in a general sense. When characters are untethered from the bounds of conservative social convention, they are free to act in ways that are more interesting and more emotionally charged, leading to a story that's both more dramatic and more honest. John Eric Bentley, the voice of the strong yet sensitive Barrett Wallace, was keen to explore a fully fleshed out emotional range when tackling the character. I wanted to make sure that when I portrayed Barrett, he wasn't a caricature, said Bentley in a recent interview. So, like, yet another reason why the remakes is so necessary is because while it was groundbreaking at the time to have a main party member be a person of color, he was very much a caricature. And there were some negative stereotypes. So John putting in that emotional depth and nuance to the character was really important. You can definitely see Cloud as hetero demisexual, but I do think Tifa's long-term crush on Cloud feels like it's explicitly based on romantic attraction in nature. I agree. True to this goal, the Barrett of Rebirth isn't constrained by toxic masculinity like he was in the English translation of the 1997 original. He cries openly and provides consistent emotional support for the rest of the party. Barrett's love and regard for his adoptive daughter is especially moving. In one side quest, the barrel-chested warrior helps the children's author write her book, all to give his daughter something new to read. Oh, really? It's a gentle, charming side story and shows that Rebirth is comfortable allowing its male characters to be emotional and sincere. Rebirth isn't afraid to transgress when necessary. Rather than be beholden to rigid rules about how characters should or shouldn't act in a heteronormative framework, the characters are simply allowed to be themselves. Themes of courage and empowerment are at Rebirth's heart, a quality that makes for honest and emotionally resonant storytelling, improving the game for everyone. I definitely would love to do a video about how Barrett shows positive masculinity. I think that would be important. I do love that they made Barrett a soft black man. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to look at the characters and talk about how queer-coded they are. I might make tea though, because my voice is definitely cracking today. I think because I cried so much. Yeah, I'm gonna go make some tea real quick. Joyshul! Joyshul! Do you wanna come say hi? You wanna be a streamer? Let's be a streamer. Let's be a streamer. God, he's so cute. He's showing a little fruit. see what chat was up to. Yeah, she bye bye. Okay. Oh, I love this song. I love this song. Okay. This sadly is written as very straight white het cis big strong man. I have issues with it because it feels like Square just wanted to draw on a big audience possible. There is some nuance, not a lot, but some, mostly in Ben Starr's delivery. I can see that. Well, I guess I can't form my own opinion until I play. I love this song so. I think I'm gonna take these off for a bit so the steam doesn't fog them up. Alright, see. Guess we'll only talk about the ones I know. Most bi-vibed man. So we already talked about Bart's in the article. So he expressed attraction to Ferris when he thought Ferris was a man. I agree about Tara. Yeah. Cecil. I mean, maybe with Kane, if Rosa wasn't in the picture. But I don't know, like, subtextually yet, because, I only watched my brothers play for a long-ass time ago. So, back when I didn't know what anything that wasn't straight was. So maybe I would find some subtext once I play it. We'll see. But it could be that they're just like brothers. We already talked about Cloud. I think he's Demi. I headcanon him as Demi. There are so many characters I don't know. Where's Lena? Noctis? Noel? I love Noel. I ship him with Hope, so. I ship him with Hope, but I like don't know. Let's see. Where's Rydia? Okay, Sarah's definitely straight. Squall, I think, straight. Tara, I agree that I think Tara's ace too. Titus. You know what? I could see him as bi. I could definitely see him as bi. He's in. Yeah. Okay, Vincent. Probably straight. Yuna! I would like to think her in pain. Pain definitely, it seems like lesbian coded to me. Zidane. Okay, Zidane feels very, very chaotic bi to me. That straight. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is not all the characters. We need all of them. Maybe if I just go through. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like he would flirt with anything that moves. And it wouldn't matter to him. Kuta, yes. Yes, absolutely gay. And, like, a bottom. I don't care what anyone says. That man's a bottom. Like, I could just totally see him just be like, oh no, don't do that. Oh no. Please stop. Don't do anymore. He does like opera, yes. Like, he's gonna be like that kind of bottom, like very into CNC. I'm gonna put my fan on because the tea's warming me up. Yeah, like he's like, I can't take it anymore. Yeah, very expensive taste, yes. Yes. But I'm like, yeah, that I don't care. That guy's a bottom. Let's take a look at this. Maybe this will help. No, I don't. Okay, this is messy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He is absolutely gay. Did not mean to do a slash. See where that... You gave Kucha your card. Alright. Okay. Will we ship Aerith with Tifa? I guess we could just talk about the ones that seem very gay or bi to us. Or like Ace. Oh my god, Kefka? He gay. He gay. Like, look at him. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Kefka's the top. Pooja's the bottom. I don't make the rules. You know what? Maybe I should have put them on the gay ships. As, like, Nightmare? But in the best way. He is gay. You cannot tell me otherwise. Absolutely gay. Lightning. I could also see her being homo-romantic. Ace. Like, she seems very ace-coded to me. But I don't think she'd be into guys. Compet? I could see that. Materia's on here. Palmer seems gay to me. Hojo's definitely ace. I would say Arrow ace. Like, he only impregnated Lucretia to have Sephiroth. Yeah, I agree. She seems ace-coded to me, though. Reno and Rude. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't. Like, she honestly could also be Arrow Ace. Rufus. I could see him being bi. But also doesn't seem very, very interested in sex either. I feel like a lot of these characters are very ace-coded. As someone who's on the ace spectrum, they do feel very ace-coded to me. Yes, yes, Saz is an ally. Absolutely. Titus, we already talked about, like, he'd be probably bi. Tifa, I already talked about her being demi, like, she's demi-coded to me. Sung, straight, I would say. Yeah. 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 Still not listing every single Final Fantasy character. And then we've already established Quina's non-binary. I would say Ferris. I would say sexually fluid or gender fluid. I could see her being gender fluid. Or even non-binary. Okay, this might be more accurate. Yes, 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 Gojo. There are so many characters in that one. I guess we could go through each game. Oh my god, that's not helpful. Just go through the games that I know. Okay. My memories are very fuzzy, again. I was just thinking about Edward. To me, he's gay. But I could see him being closeted. Oh, Kane's 21. Okay. I can see him being queer. Rudy, I'm not sure. He's old. Edward, definitely. Alright. Child. Sid. Okay. Is this a dragon? All right, Golbez. I don't know, it seems pretty gay to me. I think I'll be able to have a more accurate read once I actually play it. I don't know much about 5, so let's go to 6. Well, okay. Edgar, which actually my brothers would name him Jason, so to me he's Jason. Because that's my cousin's name. He gives me bi vibes. Like similar to Zidane, like flirt with anything that breathes. You think Edgar's gay? Yeah, I think he's chaotic bi. Sabin. Is kind of ace-coded, but I can see him being gay. I love him though. Okay. We already talked about 7. Yeah, Setzer. I would say bi as well. Of course, I don't know. I'm just speculating just for fun. They're both giving me bi vibes. He has a cape. Yeah, they give me bi vibes. I think he would be more into men though. Gay. Definitely gay. I'm gay for her. I'm very gay for her. I could see him being compet. I'm not gonna lie, I can definitely see him being compet. Okay. Kyrus and Warder in a secret relationship. I am so down for that. Okay. Chaotic bi. Non-binary. Ooh. I could see him being secretly in love with Zidane. Ugh, fuck you. He's kind of giving gay too. Cyber has feelings for Squash he will not confront. You might be right. You might be right. Okay, this is so chaotic. Alright, we've established she is very gay. Absolutely gay. I'm gay for her. Okay. This is just turning into speculating on people's sexuality in the games. Yeah, she is straight. She is absolutely straight. Okay, we already talked about this. Okay, Aaron, Braska, and Jack are all in a throuple. Yeah. Yeah, Lonnie's definitely lesbian, I agree. I agree. Lulu is bi? Well, I'm bi for her, so... But yeah, I am so in support of a throuple. But I would say especially him and Jacked. Riku, I can definitely see her being a lesbian. Fuck you. Okay. Donna. Oh, Donna. Okay, this stream might turn into characters from Final Fantasy that Snow is gay for. Hey, this is actually really cheering me up. Okay, Donna, I would like to headcanon her as Compet. Cause I don't think her relationship with her bodyguard guy would last. I think that's just ditch him, date me. I am Demi, but I'll make an exception for you. Yusaru screams gay to me. Oh, Unalaska. Oh my god. Oh, she's so sexy. Okay. Okay. I forgot how sick his armor is. Okay. Moving on to 13. Fuck. Alright, we talked about... Okay, definitely straight. Lesbian. Ally. Well, he's a child in this, but like... I really... Oh, I agree. Tita's having to confront that his dad was also bi gives so much to the story, yeah. I really hope that it's... I really hope that it's not like he ends up with Alyssa. I want him with Noel. I don't care what anyone else says. I want him with Noel. I do not want him with Alyssa. The bro. She's giving me lesbian. Okay. So that's enough of that. Oh, my stomach's kind of hurting. It's been a day. Yes. Yes. Okay. I feel like Final Fantasy is a franchise that's just super important to people of the community. Like, I grew up loving these games, I grew up relating to these games and to the characters, seeing myself in a lot of them. There are important gay people in my life that also really loved these games growing up and really resonated with them. Yeah, there's like someone in particular that I'm thinking of that played these games a lot, like especially 4 and 6, especially 6 growing up. That like super important person in my life. I guess I'll say it because like I don't think he knows about this YouTube channel because we haven't talked we haven't talked to each other in years. It's my brother. One of my brothers, I always knew he was gay. It's just I was in denial about it for a long time. Very, very deep in the closet. Mormon. My parents are incredibly homophobic. And I just wanted so bad for him to be able to accept himself for who he is and to love himself for who he is. When I left the church, we had a fight a few months later and haven't talked since. I've tried reaching out. I don't think he's ready, but recently, last year, one of my other brothers told me that he came out. And I was so happy that he finally did. And I just wish he would talk to me. But I'm giving him time. Like, I have to give him time. He has to be ready. And I just can't wait. I can't wait till he's ready because I love him so much. And I want him to know that, like, he'll find the biggest ally in me. Because I've always wanted him to love himself. I've always wanted him to be himself and to be free. And you know, there are some things that I've said in the past that I deeply regret, that I'm worried might be contributing to why he won't tell me. So I'm just hoping that there will come a time, and I know there will, because we used to be super close, and he would reach out to me all the time when he needed encouragement, and I was always supportive of him. So, but these games are so important to him. Yeah, 7 as well. The first time I watched and interacted with 7 was him getting a PS1 when I was in college and getting OG. So it's just, you know, the reason why I'm talking about this is because just this franchise is just so important to me and to my gay brother. And to so many other people in the community. I'll be sad. Except I'm also queer. I'm openly queer. Yeah, I know it will feel like no time passed at all. You think it genuinely likes drag? That's the thing, growing up. Funny thing, growing up, when we do these silly home videos or whatever, I would always dress as a man. My brother would always dress up as a woman. I would do a man voice, he'd do a woman voice. So I'm mostly happy that he's come out. I just wish he'd talk to me. but I don't want to pressure him. But yeah, it's just like so many characters that are very queer coded, and the things that they struggle with and the themes in these games is a lot of themes that really resonate with queer people. And I'm so happy that this franchise has become more open about it, and having openly gay characters and drag and, you know, like that kind of thing being handled more responsibly. You're anxious? I'm sorry. Yeah. That is handled more responsibly. And this is a trend that I hope continues. And that it continues to feel sincere instead of feel like pandering. Because there's way too much pandering with, like, rainbow capitalism. So... It's unfortunate that my voice keeps giving out because it was a rough morning. Okay, I believe this is from 4. Yes. Oh, I love them so much. Okay. So yeah, I want to turn this over to you guys and like whomever's still watching. What characters and queer themes resonate the most with you? Like, yeah. I'm just like, overall experience, definitely huge for me. Yeah, probably for me would be the drag scene and remake with Andrea. And like exactly what he said, like, true beauty comes from within, where notions of gender do not apply. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid that who you are doesn't conform to what society labels gender and sexuality, because those are constructs. They're social constructs meant to other queer people. Or anybody that doesn't fit in the heteronormative. Yeah, and just seeing a character that's just so comfortable in his own sexual and gender identity is something that made me hopeful. Yeah, I think it, like, on a subconscious level, made me hopeful for my brother. That's fine. Like, you don't have to be part of the community to be, like, inspired by the representation. Oh, it's telling me there's very high UV. I'm like, I know, I'm burnt. I'm very burnt. Yeah. It was just so huge. It was just so huge. Just to have that be openly said in a game. I guess I can go full screen. Yeah, my nose is very red. Might be just you now, Dream. Which is fine. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go in a minute. Chill out a bit before I go to a meet and greet. I'm gonna meet 2 cats, which will be good to meet a couple new cats after finding out that one of my clients got put down. Oh yeah, Vanilla and Fang's love story. Yeah. Yeah, they're not, it doesn't feel like pandering. It feels very natural. It very much feels like a long-term relationship that has literally spanned centuries. And there's no apologizing or anything like that. So yeah, I definitely agree. Like, that was just very impactful. Like, yeah, not explicitly said, but it's like, you know, because the dev history and because of the their interactions and the subtext. It's like I recognize that with Final Fantasy, a lot of it is subtext and not like openly stated. Some is. They don't give an alternative explanation about what their relationship is. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's very, very true. Yeah. FF16 and then Remake definitely are showing, like, they're gonna be a little bit more explicit about queerness, and I think that's good, and it's a step in the right direction. But, you know, up until then, it was just very much implied. And it's... I'm glad there's a history of that. But it's good to continue to go into a positive direction, to have it more open, more openly out there. Yeah, more openly out there, because we do deserve for it to be open and normalized and respected. And handled responsibly. Instead of being treated as stereotypical or subject of ridicule, or implying that gayness happens when it's forced on you and that it's non-consensual. Like, those are harmful, and I'm so glad that they're being more responsible. So I think we can end it here. It was very chaotic, but that's what's to be expected. I will be back on Saturday with FF8 and Sunday with 13-2. Yeah. Yes. Positive masculinity. I agree. Alright, thank you for watching and for joining in and being with me in this difficult day. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you next time. Bye.